This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. It seems that Elon Musk has gone off the deep end. Maybe he was always off the deep end, but had people around him that shielded him from the looky-loos that are reality. And we just didn't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer. But he is off the deep end now and just devolving into what seems to be an anti-Semitic troll, a hateful person who does everything in his power, which is a lot, being the richest human being on the planet, to peddle lies and conspiracies for the sake of, the benefit of, Republicans and conservatism all across the globe. This particular tweet that I'm going to read you is evidence of that. I don't know if it's proof of it, but it's certainly an evidence pointing us in this direction. And then I'm going to play a clip of Ron DeSantis, who's asked about this very tweet that now has been seen of Elon's, according to Twitter, X, 7.6 million times. He responded to this tweet. Okay, Jewish communities have been pushing this exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim they want people to stop using against them. I'm deeply disinterested in giving the tiniest shit now about Western Jewish populations coming to the disturbing realization that those hordes of minorities that support flooding their country don't exactly like them too much. You want the truth said to your face? There it is. To which Elon Musk replied, "You have said the actual truth." Now, this is a long-stated conspiracy theory among white nationalists, white Christian nationalists, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, call them what you will, but this great replacement theory. Sometimes it's just stated as what it is, that it's a liberal conspiracy, and then oftentimes it is appended to the Jewish people. A vast Jewish conspiracy that now Elon Musk is saying is the actual truth. Now, many companies withdrew their advertising. Major companies withdrew their advertising from Twitter. And Ron DeSantis was asked about this very tweet on Jake Tapper's show this weekend. He was given the context, he was showed the tweet, and he couldn't denounce it. He could not come against it. He's doing his best to be Donald Trump, the version of Donald Trump that we had in 2016, who refused to disavow David Duke when given the chance. And while Nazis, literally Nazis, are marching in the streets of Florida, Ron DeSantis will not speak against this, given multiple chances. I'm going to play the clip. It's a little longer than what I normally play. There'll be a timer up at the top. If you've already seen the full thing, if you get bored listening to stupid Ron DeSantis, you can skip ahead, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Something happened the other day that I wondered what you thought about, because you launched your campaign on Twitter, now known as X. And right now, major companies such as Apple and Disney are pulling their ads from X because Elon Musk openly endorsed this anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that Jews are conspiring to replace white Americans with minority immigrants. I wondered if you saw the comment and if you condemn it.
I did not see the comment, and so I know that Elon has had a target on his back ever since he purchased Twitter, because I think he's taking it in a direction that a lot of people who are used to controlling the narrative don't like. So I was a big supporter of him purchasing Twitter. I think they're obviously still working some stuff out, but I did not see those comments.
All right, well, let me just show you. So here's a post claiming that Jews are pushing dialectical hatred against whites and are flooding the country with hordes of minorities, and Elon Musk replies, "You have said the actual truth." He goes on to say that he's talking about the ADL and other Jewish groups are pushing replacements of whites. It's a lot of condemnation for singling out a specific religious group during this time of rapidly rising anti-Semitism. I know you've been very out front when you see anti-Semitism on the left. Is anti-Semitism on the right something that concerns you as well?
Across the board. And actually, I think in the advent of these attacks, the amount of anti-Semitism that we've seen has really surprised me. And I'm somebody that signed major legislation in Florida to combat anti-Semitism on college campuses. And yet what you've seen come out since then, and you have seen it on both sides. But I would say this, the difference is that on the left, that tends to be attached to some major institutional power, like some of our most august universities, whereas I think on the right, it tends to be, more fringe voices that are doing it, but it's wrong no matter what, and I don't think that we've seen anti-Semitism this bad in the world, probably since the Second World War.
I don't know how fringe the voices are, to be completely frank. I mean, Elon Musk is the wealthiest man in the world, and we've seen some major conservative media figures, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, and others pushing really, really hateful stuff, backing this nonsensical theories of white genocide, white replacement theory. And I would ask that major Republican figures like you use your voices as well to stand against it. But let's turn to another topic.
Yeah, but Jake, with all due respect, with all due respect on that, I mean, to have somebody who's like blogging and doing stuff like that, okay, that's an issue. But to compare that for how some of these most powerful universities in the country have responded to this, we have Jewish students fleeing for their lives because you have angry mobs, and yet they have not done what they need to do to protect the safety and well-being of those students. I have constituents in Florida whose kids don't even want to go to campus in the advent of this because of such a hostile environment. So I do think on the institutional side, you've seen this become part of a left-wing movement, a very significant pro-Hamas movement, and it is backed by institutional power.
Yeah, absolutely. Jewish students, just like Muslim students, black students, gay students, all students should feel safe on campuses, and the concern Jewish students have right now is very serious. I'm just saying, Elon Musk is a pretty powerful guy, and he's out there endorsing some pretty hideous anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, and I still haven't heard you condemn it.
Well, because I haven't seen it. I know you tried to read. I have no idea what the context is. I know Elon Musk. I've never seen him do anything. I think he's a guy that believes in America. I've never seen him indulge in any of that. So it's surprising if that's true, but I have not seen it, so I don't want to sit there and pass judgment on the fly.
Let's turn to President.
That, my friends, is cowardice. Par for the course, standard operating procedure for Republicans. But this is someone who wants to be president of the United States, someone who governs in a state with a not insubstantial Jewish population. So while right before the interview started, he's being asked about his support of Israel, and then goes into this denial about something that's been in the news for days and days and days, but I haven't seen it, I don't know. Now, Jake Tapper didn't do the best job of holding his feet to the fire, didn't at the end of it just say, well, you're refusing to answer, so I'm just going to move on. And that's a failure, pretty typical failure of mainstream media. But this is what we have in the Republican Party today. The party that claims to be so vociferously supporting of Israel to bring about the death cult prophecies of their religion, but really have no palate for, no taste for, actually standing for Jewish people and the bigotry and the hatred and the harassment and the violence that is visited upon them from people who espouse these types of conspiracy theories. Ron DeSantis, Republican Party. This is what we have. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily at Dollemore.com. You can leave a comment below. That works as well. If you appreciate what I do and you want to help support my work, click the join button below. You can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. You can hit the super thanks button. Make sure you're subscribed. Share this video with somebody who needs the information. And I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.